Assalamu alaikum students. This is Saima Shahad. Today in this second session you are going to learn more about the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, which is given on page 82. Here are the learning outcomes. In the end of this session you will understand the meanings of the keywords. You will know about the paraphrasing of each stanza. You will able to understand the content. You will able to answer the questions on your own. You will come to know about the hidden meanings of the words, and you will also learn about the theme of this poem. Here comes the first stanza. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. I have highlighted few words. Can you guess their meanings? Pause the video for a moment and try to think about their meanings. Okay, let me help you. Woods, it means forest. Village, small community in the country. Stopping, halting a movement. Snow, small ice circles falling from the sky. Now let me give you the explanation of this stanza. Listen carefully. The poet has stopped near the snowy woods. He first wonders who owns these woods. In the same breath, he tells that he thinks he does know who owns them. The owner of the woods lives in the house in the village. He would not come to watch his woods, so the poet would not get into trouble for trespassing on his land. Students, can you guess the answers given on the right side? Pause the video and try to think about their answers. Okay students, let me help you. The first question is, who is the speaker? A man who is traveling. Where is he? Near a woods that belongs to someone he might know. What is he doing? He stops to watch the snowfall in woods. Here comes the second stanza. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. I have highlighted few words. Can you guess their meanings? Pause the video for a moment and try to think about their meanings. The first word is queer. It means strange, odd, different. Farmhouse, a house on a farm. Frozen, hardened into ice. Darkest, dimmest, very little light. Evening, dusk, twilight. Now let me give you the explanation of this stanza. Listen carefully. The poet is not alone. He has a little horse. The poet's horse finds it strange to stop at a place where there is no farmhouse nearby. It is the darkest evening of the year. White snow, darkest evening, and frozen lake present a beautiful scene. The poet and his horse are feeling cold between the woods and the frozen lake. But the poet wants to enjoy the beauty of the nature. Therefore, he stops there. Can you guess the answers given on the right side? Pause the video and try to think about their answers. Okay students, let me help you. The first question is, what is the horse thinking? He is thinking, how strange is to be stopping here. What images sport the horse attitude? Woods, frozen lake, darkest evening. Okay students, here comes the third stanza. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. I've highlighted few words. Can you guess their meanings? Pause the video for a moment and try to think about their meanings. The first one is harness. It means leather strap. Shake, move quickly side by side. Mistake, error. Sound, noise. Sweep, carry by steady force. Downy, soft. Flake, small particles. Now let me give you the explanation of this stanza. Listen carefully. The horse gives a jerk, and the bells of its harness shakes impatiently. The horse could not stand in the cold wind any more. The poet can read the feelings of his little fellow. There is also the sound of wind and soft flakes of snow. By the sound of bell, the horse wants to remind the poet about the aims of his life and a signal that they should continue the journey to reach their destination. I have given two questions relating to this stanza. Can you guess the answers given on the right side? Pause the video and try to think about their answers. Okay, students, let me help you. The first question is, how is the horse further characterized? Confused, impatient, and seems to question the speaker. What is the weather like? There is mild wind and snow is falling softly. Here comes the fourth stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. I have highlighted few words. Can you guess their meanings? Pause the video for a moment and try to think about their meanings. Okay, let me help you. Lovely, it means beautiful. Deep, extending far back. Promises, assurances to fulfill agreements. Miles, a long way. Now let me give you the explanation of this stanza. Listen carefully. The poet expresses that the snowy woods are lovely, beautiful and dark. But the poet has many things to do, promises to fill and places to go. He has to travel a long distance before he reaches his destination. He can rest his head on his little pillow, so he had better get going. Can you guess the answers given on the right side? Pause the video and try to think about their answers. Okay, students, let me help you. The first question. How is nature portrayed? Nature is very beautiful and inviting, which is referring to woods. But there is a hint of danger, which is referring to dark and deep. What are the speaker's choices? Can you guess them? There are two choices. To stay where he is or continue the journey home to the village. The last one. What did he choose? He resumes the journey home. In this slide, students, you will able to learn about the hidden meanings given in this poem. The first word is woods. In this poem, woods represent dark and bright aspects of life, its pleasures and bitterness. The second one is house. In this poem, it represents a man's body in which his soul is imprisoned. The third one is harness bells. In this poem, they represent the sound of conscience, which tells a man what is wrong and what is right. Downy flakes. In this poem, it means that they represent the sound of the comforts of this transitory world. In this last slide, you will able to learn about the theme. A theme in literature refers to an underlying idea, one that might not be obvious on a first reading. We can read Frost's poem as simply an account of a man who stops at the woods to admire the snowfall and then moves on. However, we have seen that a deeper meaning is implied. I have written the last stanza on the right side. Please read it carefully because if you do so, you will understand what does the poet want to convey to his readers. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Students, can you guess the theme or central idea of this poem? Pause the video and give yourself few minutes. Okay students, here comes the theme. Woods are lovely, as well dark and deep, suggests that such beauty is unnecessary in life but in balance with everyday practicalities of existence. This is the end of the second session. Dear students, I hope you have understood this poem very well and I am sure that now you can write theme of this poem on your own. Allah Hafiz.